that will go down in 2018. Caitlin Tui defends.
And so every time something get hard, you quit, you call mama. I dare you to take a little pain.
Welcome back to the Running Report. Cross country is officially over. The postseason for cross just ended, and today on this episode, we're going to report all about Footlocker Cross Country Championships, NXN, and NCAAs. It's going to be a crazy episode. Hope you stick around. Let's get it. Let's start off with the Footlocker Cross Country Championship. This was the 40th edition, probably the most historic high school race that ever happens every single year. It happened this year down in San Diego. Top returner from last year, Caitlin Hart, in the girls race, she basically just wanted to take this race over 800 meters in. She did not want to look back. She's separated from the field. She really wanted to take this as Claudia Lane-esque, just as she did in the last 2 years. She led this race for the first 3 miles, but that did not stop the 5'10" sophomore basketball player. Whoa, wait, let me repeat. That did not stop the 5'10" sophomore basketball player. I don't know if that sounds right to you, because it doesn't sound right to me. But yeah, there's a 5'10" sophomore basketball player, Sydney Marcelli, who came back and just really ran down Caitlin Hart in about the last 400 meters of this race. They kicked all the way to the end, but props to Caitlin Hart because she was able to maintain her composure and was able to to stay with her. You don't really get to see that much when you have leaders that go out like that. They usually break down. But Caitlin Hart stood strong, but it wasn't strong enough for the 5'10" basketball player, Sydney Marcelli, who outkicked her at the end and outlasted her all the way through the finish line. So big props to Sydney Marcelli. She's only a sophomore. She has 2 more years. She's 5'10". She's a basketball player. I don't know why she's a beast in running. Yeah. Let's move over to the boys race now. And that race was basically taken over by Cole Hawker. I know it was a big pile for about the first 2 miles of the race, but Cole Hawker would have said, I'm not letting anybody pass me today. That's basically what he said. After finishing second place in NXN this past weekend, he went to Footlocker, and I think he went determined to say, I'm gonna win this race, and that's exactly what he did. He would not let anybody beat him. Jack Renfrey ended up running a 15:19, and Graydon Morris ended up running a 15:25 in third place, but Cole Hawker ran a 15:13 and ran away with his victory at the end of the day. Now for this question for Footlocker, I don't really want to compare seasons because there are things that come into play when you ask this question, but I want to see, what do you guys think? Who had the better season, Cole Hawker or Liam Anderson? We're gonna talk about Liam Anderson in a second, but Liam Anderson, he broke the NXN record this past weekend, and Cole Hawker, he got second place in that race, ran a 15 flat, I think the second fastest time ever at NXN. He comes back and he wins Footlocker in a 15:13, but Liam Anderson is not even able to do both races. But yeah, who do you think had the better season, Cole Hawker or Liam Anderson? I'm a California dude, so if I had to ride, I'm gonna ride with Liam because he's from Cali. You feel me? All right, let's rewind a week before Footlocker, where Nike Cross Nationals went down, and there was phenomenal racing on the girls and boys side. Now, Caitlin Tui, do you want me to explain the girls race? Because I already kind of explained it. I said Caitlin Tui. Caitlin Tui ran away with this race. In about the first 50 meters, she set her dominance and did not look back and dominate the race. She broke her record by 7 seconds from last year. I told you I didn't need to explain this, but you guys wanted me to. That's why I have this show, the Running Report. By 7 seconds, she did that. She broke her record, 16:37 for a 5K, and she still has another year. It's mind-boggling. But yeah, from the girls race, I know Caitlin Tui really just dominated, but I really want to highlight the other girls in that race because they all still ran phenomenal times. Kelsey Chimel ran phenomenal. Taylor Ewart, she's also a race walker and stuff like that. They also ran phenomenal. So the boys race was actually really good, just like last year. It was about a 5-man race when it came down to about the last 800 meters of the race. Shout out to Easton Alvarez, another vlogger. Go check him out because he ran phenomenal. He got 5th place in this race. He's a phenomenal runner. Make sure you check him out. He's still got another year of cross country. So yeah, it came down to an amazing finish. Liam Anderson, like I said before, he broke the course record. First boy ever to break 15 on that course. That's definitely an amazing accomplishment. But NXN, it's all about the teams and that. And the Percival boys came away with the victory once again. I was really rooting for my boys at Great Oak. Shout out to them because they ran phenomenal. They got second place in this race. And I don't really have a question for this. NXN is just such an amazing event. And I think a question is really just for y'all. Where would you guys rather go? Would you rather go to NXN or Footlocker? You have a choice. Personally, me, I would have loved to go to NXN with my team this past year, but I didn't have the opportunity to because I tore my meniscus last cross-country season. But I would think I would choose NXN definitely if I was on a team, but if I was an individual, I would love to go to Footlocker. So like I'm conflicting between, but what would you guys like to go? Footlocker or NXN? What's your choice? Let me know down in the comments below. Now let's rewind even further back to NCAA's cross-country nationals, and let's start off with the girls race where we had a huge upset from the Colorado woman, Danny Jones. She came up with the victory, outkicked everybody in the last 50 meters of the race, and she won it. And even she brought her team to the victory too. So shout out to the Colorado women. Then on the men's side, it was the usual. NAU went out and they dominated from start to finish. NAU was in first place and they never looked back. They never relinquished the lead and they dominated. Like, we all knew that was happening. And on the men's side, my pick, I said this at the beginning of the year. I should have filmed it, honestly. I should have put bets on it, even though I can't do that. I said this in the beginning. Morgan McDonald came away with the victory on his home course in Wisconsin. Like, it was the perfect storybook ending for his career. And yeah, that was NCAA's. It was a great race in a snowy field, and basically everyone had great performances. One of the best NCAA's I have watched in my recent memory for sure. And I think the biggest question that I want to know from this NCAA's is like, who do you guys think is going to be the stars from like this NCAA cross-country season coming onto the track? The person that I really want to look out for who's going to like dominate this season is Danny Jones. She did win the NCAA like cross-country championship, but like she wasn't really like a front-runner favorite. Always when she was in these different races, she was always leading, but she wasn't winning every single cross-country race. And then last year in track season, she had a phenomenal season as a redshirt. She won, I'm pretty sure she won the pre-classic in the 15, and so I think she's going to dominate this year in the 15. And the 15 in the women's side is going to be like some great exciting races with Jessica Hall coming back and then Danny Jones as well. Like, these girls are 1500 meter runners and competing in cross country, even though it's still like a 6K, but still that's still like mind-boggling to me that they're able to do that. So now it's time for the Bell Lock question, and this is our last question of the day, and this question comes straight from you guys on Instagram. So make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, to keep up with all the recent Rosie Project news, and even sometimes we'll be able to interact, say what's up to us and everything like that. Like, it's cool. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter. This week's question comes from 818_Jesus, and he asks, do you think that Jacob Ingebrigtsen is going to medal in the next Olympics? Alright, Jesus, that's a hard question. Like, honestly, at first we need to talk about what event, because this man can literally run anything. Like, Jacob is a jack of all trades. He can run the 15, he can run the steeple, he can probably even go up and run the 5K if he really wanted to. So I think that's the first question. And then medaling in the Olympics and not even going to Olympics before, I feel like that's just such a hard question, because the Olympics, I feel like, is definitely a different animal. It's not the World Championships, it's not the U20 World Championships. Like, it's the biggest, it's the grandest stage of them all, as they would say in WWE. But like, I don't know, but I'm definitely not gonna count the kid out. Like, Jacob has done some amazing things. He's the same age as me and is running 10 times faster as me and everything that we do. Like, this kid's a beast. Like, go watch him race and just how he runs and shit with shoulder. Like, I love watching him race. But getting a medal, I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna be rooting for him. I hope you guys are rooting for him too, because he's great for the sport, with him high-fiving his brother and everything like that. I love this kid. I love him. That ends this episode of the Running Report. Make sure you guys comment down any of your responses to the question, and comment down your accolades from the end of your cross-country season, because I want to hear from y'all and how you did. And if your accolades are good enough or they hot like that, I'm gonna put them into the next Running Report, because I want to report on your guys' news as well, because y'all part of this. We all family, you feel me? So see you next time on the Running Report. Deuces.
Dare you to take a little pain.
We're not just here to take part, we're here to take over.
Tell him. Tell him.
For 6, Iowa State 83.